If you want to be successful on YouTube, you have to keep learning. Here we go. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Alan Spicer, your YouTube certified expert. And if you're looking to start a YouTube channel, grow your YouTube channel, or push your brand out there onto the second largest search engine on the internet, you should click subscribe. Start creating. Okay, so you've been on YouTube for a while, or you're brand new. This video is still for you, so make sure you watch all the way through to the end, because trust me, this is your core foundation to long-term success. Because if you keep learning your game, your niche, your equipment, the environment that you happen to be in, then you will never be left behind. You'll never stagnate, and you'll always be able to evolve, invent situations where you can manipulate the situation, grow your channel. And after all, that's all we want, really. YouTube channel growth and success in the future. I'm a huge advocate for learning to teach. Basically, I'll learn something on the idea that knowing at some point I'm going to teach it to you. After all, teaching something is the best way to actually learn something. I know it sounds weird, but go back to your school days, or if you're in school, here's a quick tip. Learn your mathematics, then try and teach your friend that's a little bit worse off, or someone that's not even in that kind of school, how to do that equation, and because you're having to explain it in its simplest terms, it sticks in your head better. But this also means that if you learn something, not only are you learning a new skill, but in the process you'll then be able to create content out of it. I've recently started using Photoshop after many years of using PaintShop Pro. Now, I know if you're designy based people, your soul just died a little bit inside because I mentioned PaintShop Pro rather than Photoshop, because yeah, I use a program that's 10 years out of date and it was Coral Draw, and I don't know, I'm not graphic-y, but in the process at some point hopefully I'll learn how to Photoshop, I'll get better at Photoshopping, I can then teach you how to Photoshop. Maybe I'll start doing Photoshop tutorials that I can put on this channel in 6 months' time to help other people in my situation in future. Learn to multitask to make learning easier. Now, multitasking is one of the kind of keys to this. I know many people are sat there going, yeah, but Alan, I go to work, and Alan, I go to school, and I've got to deal with the kids, and I've got to deal with my homework, and I don't have time to learn. Of course you do. Just like I said in one of my videos, that you've always got a situation. There's no excuse not to create content. There's also no excuse to learn something or start trying to learn something. When you walk to school, when you walk to work, when you're sat there on the bus, when you're sat there on the train, what are you doing? When you're doing your housework, when you're in your bath, what are you doing? No, I don't want to know what you're doing in the bath, Billy. Leave it alone, Billy. If you're doing the housework and you're doing your hoovering, put your headphones on, listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook, learn something about your niche. I understand if you're into gaming that might be a little bit hard, but you can listen to game creators, you can listen to game podcasts. If there's a specific game that you do on your channel, then you can find those fan groups. Like, I'm a big Destiny fan, so forever and a day I was listening to IGN's Fire Team talk. If you're walking to work, if you're walking to school, if you're going to pick up a prescription, this is your prime opportunity once again. An audiobook, a podcast, you could be reading something, you can be reading Gary Vaynerchuk's Crushing It, or, you know, just generally expand your brain in the niche that you happen to be doing. Learn something, pick up a new skill, get a notepad and note things down. If you're on a train, if you're on a bus, those kind of situations, in fact, it even plays into your favor. I used to travel about an hour each way into work every morning, right, when I was working in security. The thing that really used to drive me mental was all of that wasted time. Granted, at that time of the morning I was completely knackered and I just fell asleep on the train, but if I had forethought, if I had the YouTubey thing, maybe I would have sat down and watched YouTube videos in my niche, maybe learnt from Roberto Blake and Nick Nimmin, just generally learn the niche that I happen to be in. The advantage of that is that there's nobody else that can nick the TV remote, there's nobody else that wants to watch Paw Patrol for 17 hours, there's no homework to do because you're travelling to school and hopefully you've done the homework over the weekend. This is your chance to focus. You can analyse what they're doing, how they're doing it, jump cuts, sound, lighting, that kind of thing, or just generally learn from the information that's been given. I know that when I went down at Christmas to see my family, I was on a bus for 6.5 hours on a megabus. Prime time to listen to an audiobook, take notes, learn, note down video ideas. Perfect. There's always an opportunity when you're travelling to learn something. Learn a new platform. Okay, so you've got the ball rolling. You're on YouTube, you've got your first 100, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. They're rolling in monthly. You get to a point where it's sustainable. They're used to your face, they're used to your content, or you're just starting. It doesn't matter on this. Learn a new platform at the same time. If you're editing your YouTube video, how hard would it be to also clip out a 10-second to 30-second clip that you could then put on Instagram or Vero or IGTV or Facebook or LinkedIn? If you learn another network, if you learn another social media platform, or you jump onto a brand new platform that might be emerging and you're not quite sure how it works, this is your chance to kind of put your foot in the door over there as well. Because any opportunity to bring traffic from off-site into YouTube helps the algorithm, because it proves to YouTube that it can drive traffic to your content. In the last year, I've learned how to create mailing lists, I've learned how to use IGTV, dabbled in things like Facebook video, I've touched upon video with LinkedIn, I've tried to learn Facebook ads. All of these things, if you learn these environments, if you learn these social platforms, you can build networks, you can build groups, you can find forums. These are your opportunities to learn other networks that maybe can funnel people in your direction, a different demographic maybe. You can tap into other areas that can also scrape to you, because that's what YouTube is. The more opportunities, the more people to funnel in to you, your personality, your value-led content, the more you can help, the more they'll get used to your fluffy face and subscribe. Learn a new skill. Now, I'm gonna try and learn Photoshop, but you can also learn how to use other editing tools. Learn how to play another game, learn how to use a camera, learn how to set up audio, learn how to set up lighting. Or in the case of me, I went out and I learnt and I become a YouTube certified expert using the YouTube Creator Academy. These are skills that not only will improve your content, expand your brain, give you more ideas, help you not stagnate in future, it'll give you the chance to evaluate and evolve over time, but it could also be that little extra, that extra skill, that extra service that you can offer to future clients in the case of a business. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I learned how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. That is now one of the core basis of my current company, in which I edit videos for other clients, I consult, I work out SEO, I maximize their potential. 11 years ago, I was very good with social media platforms. I knew how to use forums, and I knew how to use this emerging social media background. Over the next 11 years, I learned how to create videos, I learned how to create YouTube content, I learned how to blog, I learned how to code, I learned how to create websites, and those skills all over time became part of my services, become part of businesses or services that I could offer my employer at the time. Those skills then very, very quickly led me to become self-employed in the last 2 years and made me a full-time YouTuber with 3,000 subscribers. Now, to check out that video, it will be here. Go out there, start creating and learning.